doing a little place and down and stay session with Willow. This will be really nice for inside the house. There's a recall up on the place bed, and then the rule is she's going to learn to stay until released. We're not going to ask her to DOWN just yet. She'll get a correction here. It's held. She's going to be guided back. Good. See, the second time around she lays down, that's because she's committed. She had to try her idea. Her idea did not work. She gets back on and says, let me try laying down. That's what works. That's what gets praise. That's why we don't micromanage and we don't ask them to down right away on the cot. Because if we ask them to down, they might still be thinking about getting off. We want her to try it, realize it doesn't work in her best interest, get on, lay down on her own. Then she says, the relief.
Good. Yes.
So this is going to be really important for inside our house, okay? Especially in the evening and at night, which does not surprise me. When they're overtired, they start acting up. So she was described as barking, especially at the 12-year-old, growling at the husband, running up to people, biting their pant legs, hiding under the bed. You know, all of these behaviors. Sometimes she'd go behind the chair and go potty. All these behaviors are a result of too much freedom, right? So then you say, well, let's take back the freedom. Well, that's really hard to do without the training. You have to have a line of communication. You have to have a recall. You have to have a stay. You have to have a way to correct and reward that she cares about. So this is pretty good. She made the mistake once and is over it. She's like, I'm not stepping off again. It didn't work out. They like when I lay down. That's what I'm going to choose to do. How nice would this be if they could put her on place every evening and avoid all those bad behaviors? Pretty impressive. So now we're giving her options. Look, we open up a crate. She says, I have motivation. Maybe I want to go in that crate. She makes a mistake. She gets corrected. She goes back. Another idea she tried. She's going to try stuff. What really matters is our response to her behaviors. That's what's going to determine whether they continue or not.
Oh, that's funny.
Nice job, Josh.
Thank you. Yeah, really good. She's doing what she needs to do. Trying her ideas, getting corrected, taking the corrections well, following
figuring out what gets praised.
It's a very important session.
Yeah.
You see, it's good to get it all out before the real thing and somebody knocks at the door for real.
Absolutely.
And, if you do this enough, this type of stuff enough, the dog thinks everything's a setup.
Yeah.
So they think even the real guests are.
Yes, and then they're living perfectly. They're doing what they think you want.
It's really.
And the panting comes from obviously stress. She's not used to being told what to do.
Yes.
And actually having to listen.
And it's just not full commitment.
Yeah.
Which is obvious because she tried her ideas. So that hamster wheel that goes like, should I stay or should I go? That opens the mouth and they're thinking, right? Once she commits, if you watch the other dog I just did today, the border collie, he commits more. So what you'll see from him is he starts a little anxious, but then he puts his head down like this and just says, I'll just wait.
He finds relief.
Not there yet. Right? He's not there yet.
Yeah.
Right? So, good girl. But she will get there. That's a good girl. Still a little jumpy on that.
Jumpy, yeah.
I mean, she was doing that earlier. She's done that. So her behavior at home is like insane. She gets stuck in this crazy place and dangerous. No surprise. Surprise, but no surprise. Underneath all of it is just a dog who's underdeveloped, insecure, and a bit primal, really.
Yeah.
So, but the insecurity, the jumpiness, this paranoid kind of panic state that she goes into, 100% tied to everything that's going on at home.
Yeah.
The bites, the running under the bed, that's very unstable behavior.
Yeah.
The hiding under the bed and then coming out and like going after somebody and going back, that kind of stuff, that's like very bad.
Yeah.
Very bad. Not just because she's biting, but even if she wasn't, it's such a neurotic space to be in. And then look at the type of dog it is.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's one thing when it's those little like rugrats, right? And they're like this big and romping around. This is no joke. We don't want to let her slip into these states in her brain and get stuck there, because that's right?
Right.
That's a whole, that place she goes is
The
a whole
brain,
dinosaur.
it's like a switch flips. Yep.
It's very primitive. So then it's just going after movement and like,
Yeah.
it's very crazy. But if you lead her and she accepts you as leader, you can say no to prey drive, you can say no to all the drives, you can say no to high energy
And they
levels.
actually stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they'll become stable.
And then they'll listen to you.
They'll listen to you.
Yes.
Again, we say it all the time, that's earned though. They don't give it for free. Even the sweetest, nicest dog in the world won't give it for free. They'll listen to you as long as they want to listen to you. What matters is when you're an inconvenience and they don't want to listen, do they listen? Because that's what it is a lot of times, is we're an inconvenience, right? We're like, come here, and go, oh, I don't want to. And then they don't listen. Good. Let's see what she does here. Stay. Oh, man. This is the draw. This right here is the draw. The kennel.
Yeah, because she knows when she's in the kennel, we're not asking her to do anything. She loves her kennel.
100% correct.
She eats in there. She relaxes in there.
This is good. This is good.
And when she's in there, like I said, guess what she doesn't have to do? Listen to commands.
There's no working. There's
Yep.
no situation. There's no ultimatums. Because we'll just be, like the way that I do the training, a lot of times it doesn't feel like a training session, and then the dog finds himself in a situation where they have to make a choice. And then after a few sessions, they're like, wait a minute.
Everything's a
This ends
session.
in,
It's
I always ends up
24/7.
in a, yeah,
Yes.
but it feels like real life, right? We're just hanging out, I take my time coming in here, and then, we're doing our thing, and all of a sudden, there's a knock on the door, and I say, oh, hang on a second.
Yeah.
Real life situation triggers the conversation, and then we just go from there. Good girl. So, so I like that because it tells them that this is how we live together. This isn't just how we train together. Because a lot of times it can be, they know we're going into a training session, just like a working dog. When you put on the vest, they go into a certain mode. A dog can be like, I'm going into training mode, right? We don't want that because we want you in life mode. Like this, we're just living together, and I'm teaching you about how to live with me. Not necessarily, this is a training session, right? Good. Although it is. Good girl. So I'm just kind of feeling her out, seeing if I can find motivations that are strong enough to get her to try to get off the bed. You've seen the pull to the kennel. That was pretty amazing how powerful that is.
She loves her kennel.
Getting a little creative with her just to see. Good. That's a good girl. I'm gonna disappear for a second. It's good practice to leave the room but keep an eye on them without them knowing. To see if they get off the bed, because oftentimes they will listen when you're in the room, but then when you leave the room, if you haven't trained it, they separate off. That's a good girl. That's a good girl. Willow, you're a good girl.
Stop and listen.
Right.
Good girl.
That's
She doesn't want to
right.
release.
That's
It's going to be a
it.
recall.
That's
Good
it.
girl.
Good, that's nice. Very nice.
Nice session.
Good. Excellent.